What brand is actively watering down their quality? Kahlua is literally watering down their product. ABV went from 25% to 22% to 18%. Etsy used to have so many good products made by creative and talented people. But more and more I'm seeing shitty t-shirt prints and stuff from Amazon. Prime just announced they are adding advertising to their movies. Bastards. The advertiser that bought the little sponsored post that tries to look like a comment is probably regretting it in this thread. Panera. Just what the world needs. A thimble full of soup for $12. Netflix. Hulu. Prime Video. Pretty much all the streaming services. Shittier content. Introduction of ads. Constant price increases for zero added value. What's going on right now that most people have no idea about? The greater one-horned rhino population in India and Nepal is growing. As highlighted in the State of the Rhino Report, 2023, by the International Rhino Foundation, the collaboration among India, Bhutan, and Nepal, along with strict government protection and management, has led to an increase in their population over the past decade. The greater one-horned rhino population, which once numbered as low as 100 in the early 1900s, has increased to more than 4,014 now. There's always cool stuff happening in the science community that doesn't make it to the news but really should. Check out thegoodnewsnetwork.org to see some neat things. Here are a few highlights. A new stem cell injection that halts the progression of multiple sclerosis is in clinical trials. The California redwoods weathered the wildfires better than scientists expected and are recovering very well. The FDA approved a treatment that cures sickle cell disease. A complete Stegosaurus fossil with skin still intact has been unearthed. NASA has developed technology for sending data transmissions much further than radio frequencies, and recently sent their first transmission 10 million miles away. Scientists are going to start experimenting with lab-grown cooking oils, which could help curb a lot of the environmental damage caused by mass soy, corn, and palm oil farming. Scientists have created natural sponges that can soak up nanoplastics. The Ocean Cleanup Initiative has a new system to clean up an area the size of a football field every 5 seconds. The previous one extracted 282,787 kilograms of trash from the Pacific Ocean so far. They're also working on interceptors for rivers that have collected over 840 tons of trash and counting. There's a long way to go, but they have lots of support and they're making amazing progress. Okay, now back to the bad news. Open mouth smile. We are experiencing both. Child. https blogs.worldbank.org/education/new-literacy-data-shines-spotlight-learning-crisis and adult literacy. https www.proliteracy.org/wp-content/upload/2023/09/2023-pl-adult basic education-factsheet-2467.pdf. Crises predating but exacerbated by COVID. Edit. The people telling me in the comments that these predated COVID, as explained in my one-sentence post, are proving my point. Lake Mead water levels are 20+ feet higher than last year. The war on water resources. It needs to be a big deal, but it ain't. What's the most bizarre or interesting fact you know that sounds fake, but is actually true? The color orange is named after the fruit. The star Betelgeuse formed well after the dinosaurs went extinct. Armadillos always have identical quadruplets. One day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Venus. Some blind people can see. The eyes work but the brain can't interpret the info. The highest peak of Mount Everest was first measured at exactly 29,000 feet but was instead reported as 29,002 feet to avoid the impression of an estimate. What theory is so dumb that you wonder how people still acknowledge it? Rejecting a raise or a bonus because it will put you in higher tax bracket. 5G causes cancer. The flat earth theory. Vaccines contain tracking devices, 5 grams chips or whatever. What do you think your phone is? You know, the thing most people have on them the majority of the time. I don't know how people think that the entire world worked together to fake a disease just to maybe track you if you got vaccinated. You aren't special. The government doesn't care that you go McDonald's once a week and do your grocery shopping every other Tuesday. Moon landing deniers. If a dozen or so people couldn't hold on to a secret to keep Nixon safe during Watergate, how do you expect thousands, not to mention, being able to disprove the biggest technological achievement in human history would have been a massive win for the Soviet Union. And yet they couldn't. NASA has also released tens of thousands of photos and other documentation and even some artifacts. But yet there are still dumbasses out there that think some smudge from a copy machine or whatever is a proof of a hoax. Yeah. Good job YouTube user XXPussyMaster420XX, you were able to just immediately spot what decades of Soviet intelligence services missed. Good job. That satellites intercept prayers to Jesus. So he can't hear them, and that's why we have evil in our lives. What large company was shut down because of one bad decision? Schlitz beer once tried to increase their bottom line by using cheaper ingredients. Result: poorer quality, including a slimy mucus at the bottom of the bottles, which in turn caused sales to drop hard. They reversed back to the old ingredients, but the customer base never trusted them again, and Schlitz died off. Radio Shack trying to compete with Best Buy in bigger ticket consumer electronics rather than sticking to what they did best. I worked there in the early, mid-00 and you could feel the downfall as it was happening. A radio station I used to listen to recently changed their format from 80% music, 20% talk show to 100% talk show. Then they were like, oh, you can still listen to the music but it's only going to be on our app. Smile Direct Club was pretty recent. Essentially, from my understanding, an employee accidentally received an email of all the salaries in the company who then decided to forward it to the rest of the company. A lot of people realized they were getting underpaid and screwed over and essentially mutinied and quit. A lot of shady stuff started to get leaked as well, and lawsuits were just piling up. They didn't have enough workers to meet demand to overcome expenses, and they just shut down a few weeks ago. Circuit City, when they decided to fire 3,400 seasoned employees and replace them with high school kids who will work for less, thinking it was a smart business move. RIM thought iPhone were no threat to the more business-oriented BlackBerry. What is an unappreciated or forgotten song from the 90s? Backwater, Meat Puppets. Bound for the Floor, Local H. I Love Your Smile, Shanice. Benditos, The Refreshments. How are all these forgotten when more than half of them are on my workout playlist? Damn, I'm getting old. In the Meantime by Spacehog. I'd completely forgotten about this song until I happened to hear it recently. Damn. I Wish I Was Your Lover by Sophie B. Hawkins. I know this one may not be forgotten, but I heard it again too recently and have a new love for it. What company actually sells great products? The only complaint I've ever heard about Steinway pianos is the price. Every Toyota my family has gone over 200k or 300k miles and have spent minimum time in the shop For repairs. My parents have had the same Maytag washer and dryer for like 30 years. All my Nintendo consoles since the NES still work. I have a GoPro that has been through hell and doesn't die. I love to travel, but I'm not willing to dump the amount of money some people are into super high-end specialty travel products. From that perspective, Osprey * bags. I have 2 from them. One backpacking pack. One Porter carry-on backpack. And those things perform like a dream. I've schlepped that backpack as my single piece of luggage through basically every international and domestic trip I've gone on for years. And it still looks basically new. Plus, the design means I can fit so much more into it than a normal backpack of the same size. Fuck top loading packs. Seriously. And at least in the US, their warranty guarantee is basically second to none. Prana * and * Title IX * dresses. Okay. I hate to feel like a shill for Prana because I find a lot of their branding, advertising yuppie and obnoxious. But damn. Do they know how to make a travel-friendly dress? A lot of people on the one bag related subreddit swear by travel clothing from companies that cost 2 to 3 times as much. But honestly, these things have never let me down. Comfy and sturdy enough to literally hike in. Pack down small. Nice looking enough that if I throw on a scarf or belt I look ready for a semi-fancy dinner. Some of the Title IX ones even have a snap button that lets you turn the dress into a romper if it's windy out. See to Summit * Ultra Sil products. I have one of the little daypacks that packs down into its own stuff sack, about the size of a bar of soap, and one of the hanging toiletry bags. Super convenient, easy to clean, and again look practically new despite me putting them through a ton of not so gentle use. My friends complimented the daypack so many times that I gave those out as Christmas gifts this year. My only gripe is that the toiletry bag is a bit small for my needs. But also that is completely my own fault since I could have bought the larger size. OXO almost everything they make is top notch. Patagonia clothing and Hamilton watches. Darn tough Vermont socks. They warranty them for life. Socks with a warranty. Subscribe, my brothers.